Definitely not a Pantera like this. They are using the old logo again. Mint 4G63. Oh my goodness. Hayabusa engine in a new Honda S660 chassis. And this was like the first aftermarket wheel in Japan. Just flawless engine bay. Made it to Nostalgic 2 days, and I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm not super familiar with the super old cars, but I enjoy this event because our generation, or the generation I, 80s and 90s cars, are becoming the classics of Japan, and they are here in good numbers at this event. So let's get around and check it out. What an immaculate Sylvia. Q's, so non-turbo, but my goodness. What are these, Navan wheels that I've never seen before. Inside we got some cloth seat covers with, what is that, like option wheel down there. Oh man, it's got the brochures and the rear window louver covers. Some period-ish Kenwood speakers in the back. Oh man, my S13 used to have that spoiler. I always thought it'd be cool if you tipped it up like, like Hakosuka style. Whew. Man, that's good. Just to be old man car buyer, I bought my Sylvia Q's back in the day, NA 5-speed, OEM 5-speed, 170,000 yen in maybe 2011. And then I sold it for $5,000, and I thought it was a come up, but yeah, left money on the table, especially even after I turbo swapped it, 5-lug swapped it, like did everything to it. So cool to see them like that. Just to give you a taste of the normal cars on display. Like this thing, a Toyota Crown, it says. I'm not familiar with it at all. And then is this the Steve Urkel car? Front exit. Steve Urkel car, I think. There's more here this year. This was all kind of empty last year, but we got the same FD and the Bluebird wagon, the Hakotora that were here last year, kind of in the same area. Next to this 4-door. All right, so I fell for it, but then did some reading. So next to the Hakotora, so next to the Hakosuka truck, this is actually a Sunny B110 sedan that they've converted the front and the rear. I definitely fell for it when I walked up on it, but yeah, from the profile I was like, something's not quite right. So Hakosuka front, Hakosuka rear, and if you're looking to do the same thing for yourself, Duoblas, car service hero, Duoblas da Tokyo. Another Daddy Motor Works build getting, national attention here in Japan. We got, I don't know who is filming, but we got Taniguchi there talking next to it. He's getting filmed again, man. That's Oto-san there, the builder, like I said, of the original engine swap portion, and then it went out for body work. All right, Daddy Motor Works let me in here, take a look at it. Hayabusa motor tucked all the way in there. Originally, this was a K car, so it was a 660cc engine. Put a Hayabusa engine in there, which is a 1.3 liter. And I don't even know, like the Quaife gearbox with like custom bracing, like Oto-san magic here.
Mission は Hayabusa のギアボックス。
Oh,
で、クワイフはフォワードとリバースと、で、クワイフでバイクのエンジンを、車に使うギアボックス。
So that's just a regular part that's made for people wanting to do Hayabusa swaps into a car.
これがフォワードリバース。これHayabusaのメーター。
Okay, so we got the Hayabusa meter fitted in there. This is your control for your forward and reverse. You got the side brake there. That's the shift linkage to the gearbox back there. And then the rest of the body is aluminum one-off for this project, not a kit at all. Like, company just came to him and said, hey, make this car. And so he made this car. So this is the inspiration for the body. This is a Porsche 550 Spider. And this is actually a replica of a 550, so he's made a joke. He's like, this is kind of like a copy of the original, and then this is kind of inspired from that. I'll put a picture in here of what a real S660 looks like, because they're crazy popular here, but they're not sold in America or abroad. I don't know, maybe they're in Europe, but like a little two-person K car, sports car, that's really popular right now, but that's what this originally started out as. And if Daddy Motor Works sounds familiar, that's because he built the GR Yaris 3-cylinder turbo-powered 886 that we featured on the channel a couple years ago. We went to his shop and checked it out, so yeah, like the next big project that's getting a lot of attention, which is really cool. Star Resto Mod and Pro Touring.
Shilvia これ。
ああ、なるほど。オッケーオッケーオッケー。Hakosuka じゃなくてもう車両は
ボディだけ乗せてる。中オートマよ、オートマ。
そうですか? Okay, okay. So here's it's gonna make more sense now. I walked up on it like, wait a second, why is there an SR20 in a at that in a Hakosuka? But yeah, S15 base chassis with the Hakosuka body grafted onto it, so you can see the strut tops here remaining from the Silvia. And we've got Silvia radiator. This is all Hakosuka up there. So making it all work together. They said it's still auto trans. Well, so you got, yeah, S15 dash, door panels, custom refurbished, making it work with the edge there for a clean install. The dash has been rewrapped. Automatic.
箱スカって20インチ入らんけど、シルビアやけん20インチ入る。
Oh, so yeah, you couldn't fit 20s on a regular Hakosuka, but on a Silvia you could actually get 20s on here, which is why we have such large wheel openings and fitment on here. Oh, that's super cool. There you go, SR Hakosuka, kind of. The profile here really shows the wheel size. It kind of looks cool. I think I walked by this car last year. The hood wasn't popped maybe, but yeah, it's definitely striking on the Mitsuru Power wheels. I'm always on the quest for a good wagon, and this nails it. But it's not a Corolla, this is like a Publica? I don't know, I need to find the placard for this, but proportions and the rear, the roof line in the rear, oh, that is good. Like that's all I look at when I look at a wagon is like, does it look like a sedan had a rear added onto it? And this is pretty well executed. Color's super awesome. It looks probably light yellow on camera, but it's more of like a intense neon yellow. Engine is what, like maybe an A series, something like that? A16 or something, but yeah, the carbs in there. It's a Starlet wagon with, they said, a 4K engine. And just to shout them out a little bit, this BILS is suspension company, so they're advertising or showing their coilover suspension front and rear on it. Smaller front end than like a, you know, what is it, TKE70 Corolla wagon, which I really like as well, but like a smaller version. The roof is good. Oh man, really in love with this thing. Maybe my favorite car of the show right now. I think generation is a little different, but for comparison, like that wagon is a KP61 Starlet, and this is what a normal Starlet two-door coupe or hatch looking thing generally looks like. At the Pit House booth, premium car shop it says. I wish I had an old car to really appreciate this. This is probably some old car owner's dream right here. Look at all these parts on display for sale. And if parts and new old stock, well, new old stock lights aren't the thing for you, what is that? Not 2 million, 20 million yen? You get yourself a Kenmei right there. Here's a proper Hakosuka sedan. See, the body line's a little different than the Sunny conversion over there, but man, how cool is it to see them taken to this level. New zinc plating on everything. There should be zinc. The black is all perfectly fresh and black. It's beautiful. So just talking to him, this engine here is going in there, and then it'll be for sale as a complete car, basically 100% restored, refreshed. And he's like, yeah, maybe like 40 million yen when it's all done. So price sticker like that means ask for price. Price sticker like that means they got someone talking to them about selling or wanting to buy the car. So that's pretty cool. S30 going to a new home maybe. Skyline Japan kind of, I don't know, something about it's super cool. Just kind of low on, you know, small Longchans or Longchamps. Rear fenders look to be pumped just a little bit for the wheels. But yeah, that's pretty cool low down cruiser style. As I walk around this display, what is it, like 5 cars, 6 cars wide? And all the way around, this is all YK Auto. If you're in the market for a, looks to be a good condition old car, check them out. They apparently have some variety. Case in point, Skyline, Hakosuka 2-door, jeez. Just realized on the Hakosuka license plate, that's like, you know, old one owner original plate, but there's 2 numbers on it. You come over to the Benz over here. I've never seen, that's like Shinagawa, but there's no Gawa 3. I've never seen a number plate like that with like a single digit there. Basically what it means is if you move and change areas, register a new area, it's going to change the license plate and kind of reset the license plate. When you see these really old license plates, it means the car has always been in that one area at least its whole life. It might have transferred owners, but it's been registered to the same area. Now that, you know, like this is this old, that's pretty crazy that they have the original license plates on it. There you go. YK Auto Hamamatsu. Jeez, I gotta get away from this YK Auto booth, but it's just like all cool cars. This is like a RX2, RX3. Oh, the watts. It's like perfect spec right there. Dang, deals being done at the show. Old Benz sold out. BMW 2002 sold out. And this one looks pretty darn nice. I'm not a BMW guy at all. I just think 2002s have kind of like the quirkiest, coolest roofline body style to them. They're neat cars. Another awesome S30 in discussion, almost sold. I'm not knocking it at all. I'm just like really impressed that the market is here, that, you know, four-door Skyline. I don't know the specs. You guys can really chime in and say maybe something special like engine, stuff like that. But that's basically, you know, at the easy conversion rate, $330,000 for a four-door. It's just crazy. That's kind of where the market is, or, you know, might be on these if they're restored in good shape. Wild. The cutest little K-truck for $22,000. It seems like almost a deal next to those other guys. Restored and beautiful. Such a tiny, cute little engine or shape. Another one, if you need those parts. Classic car Nagoya. Check them out. It seems like they got maybe what you need. All right, so at the Kanagawa Mobility Toyota booth again this year. Go back and watch last year's video to see this in the bare shell painted state. They finished it, this old Crown, now freshly restored, looking as good as new as can be in 2024. Interior restored, refreshed, manual transmission. It's kind of cool to see the whole full story of the car, seeing it last year to this year, all redone. I don't know, restorations are just super cool. I don't really care what car it is, but like the amount of effort and care goes into restoring these things. Yeah, that's super neat. Speaking of restorations, Auto Repair Garage Oiwa 0018. It says Porsche Specialty Repair Shop. They brought a whole like alignment, you know, frame rack, car in progress. And then this beautiful, don't even ask me. I just think they're the coolest cars and I don't know anything about them. Perfect spoiler on it, perfect like OEM wide body. Tails are cool. I don't know, cool color, cool wheels, wow. So he just opened the door for me. It's a 964, he told me. It's got kind of like a Singer theme-ish. It's what the customer wanted, but beautiful. I don't know, the houndstooth is super cool. And then up there, that customer wants like an IROC race car, a 930 base for that. Just keep getting info. So they added the wide body to it, and like basically, yeah, name of the game anymore is rust repair, and then, you know, building the complete cars. But yeah, if you're into it, there you go. Check out 0018. So if they have a Lancia Delta here somewhere, that might complete my like cars I don't know anything about trifecta that I really dig. But if you're like, man, Steve, why are you here if you don't know anything about it? I just think it's cool to check these things out, kind of see where, you know, this market is going and what's happening. And, you know, I know you guys do, especially if you're building something yourself. Add this one to the list I'm not really too sure about, but I asked him here at Nexka. Mercedes-Benz W201. But anyway, what makes these special, he was saying the engine in this was for F1 homologation. They made this one engine, they made 1,000 of these cars, so in the world there's only 1,000. This one's here for sale. And of those 1,000, Japan bought 300 of them. So, you know, popular car in Japan. I've always seen people like kind of oogling over them online, but I didn't know what's special about them. That's really neat. It's got like the most boss vibes, spirit about it. Mercedes-Benz W201 190E. I don't think there's ever been a better name for a shop. Revived Jalopy. Little parts and stuffs and things in there. If you want to revive your jalopy, they might have what you need. Oh wow. Little Nissan boxes, OEM parts there. Work wheels display going hard. Check this out. You know, per the event, it's all super small diameters, like 15-inch, you know, small diameter versions of the greatest hits here. Absolutely flawless Tech Arts built 886 here in the Work Wheels booth on their CR01s. Gonna shout them out because they brought the car. But it's a 7AG built by Tech Arts, and you guys have to let me know what 7AG is or what components are, but it's like a 20 valve base. They have a special Tech Arts crankshaft and what aftermarket pistons it says, and connecting rods. So how would they come up with 7AG versus a 4AG? Just let me know. Anyway, Tech Arts goodness there. All right, so at the Hayashi booth, Jamie there with my back to it. Just had a long chat with him. He works at Hayashi, explaining this stuff. But Hayashi Streets started on this car in 1969 because the owner of Hayashi wanted to go racing. He built his own wheels, and so if you're looking at Hayashi Streets, the OGs, that's like the first one that he built for the race car. And this was like the first aftermarket wheel in Japan. He was saying like this was kind of what started aftermarket wheels. And then later on, the Yayoi and the Techno came about. But you can see like these were all way back in the day. Hayashi Racing was building the cars as well. So it was like the owner's, you know, passion type. He's the racer with the business. And so like this is, you know, one of the cars he's built a long time ago. Went overseas for Formula Ford, came back to Japan. I don't know, I just didn't know all this about Hayashi. Like it's kind of a company who maybe doesn't self-promote as much, if you want to put it that way. Like just a true racer owning a company that then had some wheels that fit other aftermarket, you know, other cars and stuff like that. So really cool chatting with them, learning more about it, learning the history. And yeah, we'll get down to Osaka someday. We'll check it out. Super neat. Another one, the new, you know, new era classics. DA Integra on some black racing wheels down there. Not that the color's black, literally Black Racing is the company who makes those wheels. Kind of like an RG1-ish look to them. Completing the wheels, corner over here, this little square of the show. We got Watanabe's here, S30, Hakosuka with color match flares, which is a pretty cool look there as well. Nismo fanboys rejoice. In the Nissan booth at the Heritage Parts section, they are using the old logo again. Look at that. So all those $5 million wheels and stuff using the old logo. Look at that. E-brake boot. You got the seat. It's on the wheels. Old logos coming back even on sunscreens. Sticker set as well. Wow. They're gonna sell 1 million of these bad dogs. Old logo exhaust tips, old logo oil cap, get out of here. Man, what is that? License plate bowl set, we got lug nuts there. I wonder when this stuff is going on sale. But there is gonna be some hearts broken when their discontinued old logo stuff is no longer discontinued. That's awesome, good job Nismo. On the intercooler too, he said this is stuff they're just kind of like testing out, and if there's popularity they might put it into production, but it's on the intercooler, on the oil cap, on the intake manifold, on the strut bar there. Jeez. I really hope they flood the market with new Nismo, but with the old logo. So perfect. Nismo showing they're not asleep at the wheel. Like putting out the cool parts. I really hope that stuff makes production. Old logo harnesses. It's gonna mean something totally different if you start buying this stuff with new old logo stuff. It's gonna really confuse the market, but man, I love it. I love seeing these cars stripped out, like to the point, you know, restoration start, basically. That's Captain Bradford right there. Who knew? That's awesome. Oh, Greg, here you go. Got the old Datsun 620 here, not a king cab, but it's a long bed. Really good condition, actually. This thing's really cool. Super, like, just straight up survivor status. It's a Lotus Europa base. What is the base here? Wild off-road. I don't know. I gotta find a placard for this thing, but it is a Pantera. Holy cow! I don't know if I've ever seen a Pantera in Japan, but definitely not a Pantera like this. Wild. This is putting LZ Safari BNR32 to shame. What a totally over-the-top build. And next to this thing, they got recolored, the DeLorean. Same bodywork, just, you know, new livery this year. Mega wide DeLorean. Yeah, some Porsche goodness. Look at the bugs and rock chips. Maybe just a bunch of rock chips on there. Heavily used, which is super cool to see. But the RWB SSR SP1s, proper race car. Gutted interior, cage and all of that. Intercooler. Look at this carbon fan. That's really neat. Man, impressed with this. And then the original license plates on it. Holy cow. Looking a little bit like Auto Salon here with Veilside in attendance, but man, check out the drag spec BNR 32 here. This is cool to see. Carbon like drag wing on there, the small TE37s. Wow. All business. Stack meter in there. Parachute in the back. I don't know, it looks like stock subframe maybe, but man, I'd love to see in the engine bay of this thing. And we took a peek at the Cedric at Tokyo Auto Salon, where it looked a little bit out of place, but man, it looks very in place here. But yeah, bringing models out and stuff. Tokyo Auto Salon vibes at Nostalgic 2 Days. Long nose Z with an OS Geek and twin cam head conversion on it, if I'm not mistaken. Geez, the R Factory, just one next to that. Hakosuka with maybe an NA RB26 or 25. Could be cam covers, but carbs. RB26 we're gonna call it. Restore Parts 886 panels in use here on display. You can see them just tacked together there with screws, but if you got that rusty quarter panel, they might have what you need. All the way up to the roof skin there. Get things freshened up. Front end as well, hood, fenders. It looks like headlight covers as well. Can't walk by a good 86. They're really pushing the super wraps though. I guess making it a thing. And if you need wheels from Japan, new or used, hit me up at jdmwheels.co and I can help you out. Yahoo Auctions, Mercari, listings like that. Or if you need something new, I can help you get it as well. So yeah, hit me up, put the info down here, jdmwheels.co. Always got to mention Star Road, building some really cool Zs. Hakosuka this time as well on their wheels. Glow stars, I look at it every time. OS Geek in booth, big one this year, multiple cars, but I don't know, S30s? Feels like there's a lot of them this year. Of course, OS head, maybe full engine. Watts? I dig this build, you know, no carpet, race car-ish, gutted, half-gutted car. Maybe it'll get completed, but it's got the OG bucket seats in there. Like the coolest retro. I love this yellow, whatever mustard color of the era. Vertical exhaust, as it should be. So good. Also in the OS booth, with the equips on there, carbon over fenders, just flawless engine bay. Did we look at this one last year? Man, it is crazy. It's got the Omex injection ITBs on there. Beautiful. And it's cool to see there's not a price sticker on these. Maybe they're for sale on the secret market, but it's kind of cool to see like just cool cars on display, not trying to sell it. These builds are just next level. So this is really cool to see. It looks like, what is it, KF Vintage JDM? Parts have made their way to Japan, maybe being sold, distributed by Final Heaven. I follow them on Instagram, but they always say the funky green parts. But made in Colombia, and then I guess now distributed around the world. Cool to see they've made their way to Japan because they make really complete like repair panel sets and kits. Like you can see how much stuff is out here. If you're trying to save a Z, they might have what you need. Look like the full inner wheel well apron, rocker floor panel, everything. Like it's all there. Yeah, there you go. So you can save your old rusty Datsun. Man, full rear quarters, the inner fenders, like how complete of a catalog. Stuff I don't even know. Like again, a chassis that I am not into, but they have teased having an S chassis as well that they're gonna start making parts for. So that'll be cool, especially like S13 frame channels and stuff like that. Yeah, so this is all Z stuff. We got a bunch of 510 Bluebird stuff here on the table as well. A bunch of repair panels, probably all the places that rust out. How cool is that? Daruma Celica. Looking forward to the S chassis parts coming out. We need the whole front. We need the whole front and rear ends because everyone's lopping them off, making drift cars. And that's Jamel. He's the one in charge and reporting it here for Final Heaven in Japan. Very cool. Good to talk to them. Good to see the parts in person. Like quality stuff. I can't believe like that rear quarter. It looks good. Heck yeah, Endless R34. The Enki NT03's on there. Sea West Aero. Full livery, the amazing blue. Craft square mirrors. My goodness. A Keys racing wheel. Man, you never see those. That is cool. You can still buy them, but I don't know what their affiliation is. If anyone knows the history of Keys, please let me know. It's cool to see one out in the wild on like a truly iconic car. That is sick. I'll never get sick of RW Porsches, but kind of the most common thing you always see in the little video clips, whatever, is the caulking line. And there it is up close. It's kind of cool. But one wide body European car next to another wide body at the Kaiser Aero on another E36. And I don't know, man. The proportions of the rear on this kind of throws me off. You guys let me know what you. I don't know what the difference in width is, but the rear just looks so big on these. Garage 34. Let's keep it going with what is this, like a DR30 Skyline? But I got to get over to the other side of the engine bay to really show that we can appreciate the mid-mount intercooler, custom pie cut, custom intake manifold. Big, thick garage source. That's awesome. Maybe they had something to do with the engine swap. That's a new gen Garrett turbo on there. Massive exhaust manifold. But yeah, new logo Garrett turbo, which is pretty cool to see on really, I don't know what engine that is, but F20 or something like that with individual coil packs on there as well. So like really updated, new spec, classic DR30 on the Advan RG1s. I gotta hide the engine bay, but let's talk about the Panasports on the Z31, the much loved by certain people, kind of unloved by the masses, Z31. Let's check out the engine bay in this dog. Big turbo RB25, the front cover is 25, rear, those are 26 covers there. Maybe it's been shaved or polished at one point, maybe T67-ish turbo on it. Yeah, it looks like maybe RB20 being R32 engine. Got the black intake plenum there. Wow, what a swap. So I was just at Attack Scuba yesterday. This car was here, or was there, now it's here. This legit ran yesterday at Attack Scuba. Got the little sticker entry there as well, Attack Scuba 2024. Just happened yesterday and they must have rolled it in here overnight. Oh, go a got the Star Road glow stars on there. Sakamoto Sangyo from Complete Car. I guess probably how it started. A wide body and cage in there. Like what, underlined-ish interior, interior and sound deadening or something, but full body ready to go. All right, so we've seen this Hiace front end, the retro style front end for a new body Hiace, but I've never seen it converted into a truck. It's on wire wheels. The rear has been cut and redone. Like, pretty good job finishing it off in like an OEM-ish type look to it. You got a bed back there for a little scooter. Well played. That actually kind of works. I dig it. They got some bumper back there. Looks like, oh, that's from like a T100 or a Tundra, like a second gen Tundra. Bumper on there. Yeah, that actually kind of works. Pretty cool. How about this Corvette if I can get a clean shot at it? So it's what, like a Stingray on Workmeister. I think these are M1s. Super big Nitto, wide sticky boys on there. Like velocity stacks or ITBs out the hood. Rear air setup, like super industrial spec plumbing there. Like pumped rear guards way out. Like this is really cool. Look at that. Rolls-Royce Camargue, I'm sure I'm pronouncing it terrible. But most impressive about this car is how big it is. My goodness, it's massive. Not only super wide, but crazy long. Two-door at that. Just an enormous car, especially compared to all these Japanese cars next to it of the same era. 1970 Mazda RX 500 from the Tokyo Motor Show. So wow, unique out back. It's kind of like DeLorean, De Tomaso look to it, but full-size spare in there sitting on top of the transmission, and then yeah, two rotor tucked in there as well. What a wild concept. Got to shout out Car Shop Friend again if you're into the Leopards. One of these, a beautiful one, like slammed on chrome wheels, passed us on the highway coming here. Legit, he had to be coming here, but there's definitely a cult following for these cars. M-Craft here says Neoclassic Car Specialty Shop, and I think that's a very fitting name. Here we have a Evo 2, Mitsubishi Evolution 2. This body style is like so small, like such a cute little Evo, but look at this mint 4G63. Oh my goodness. Never seen one that clean before. Good grief. Next to a beautiful Impreza 4-door. GC chassis? Gosh, that's also impeccably, I don't know, finished, refinished, or just in great condition. Whoa, and then a VR4. Used to always think these were awesome. Galant VR4 all-wheel drive with the 4G63 in it as well. So to finish off the Neoclassics, they have a GT4 Celica, turbo peeking out right there on top, and next to a Nissan Pulsar SR20, you know, front mount or horizontally mounted SR with a big intercooler up top. They're all just like beautiful OEM-ish examples. Maybe resprayed across the strip tops there. The bolts are all painted. Hood scoop on the Subaru. If you thought it was just for looks, check this out. Hood scoop lines up with not only the intercooler, this vent that rams there down over the turbocharger. I don't think I've ever seen that, you know, maintained or kept on one of these, but a very neat bit of technology in there. Feel like a fair few of you could get lost in the vendor row over here, like the cars and everything. I'm not super, you know, well versed or into it, but it's definitely popular here. You can see all the goodies and knick-knacky, whatever, toys? I don't know what you would call it, not even toys, but collectibles, there we go, collectibles. But I was coming over to check this guy out. So it's pending sale at $95,000 to make the conversion really easy. But another contender for cool wagons. It's got the short nose on it, but yeah, all the body lines of a Hakosuka in wagon form. There we go, found one. EF9, little collector car, 2,000 yen. This is a little more up my speed. I just saw this peeking out. What's generation Integra is this? DC5 Integra magazine. Ooh. But in the same booth, what's collecting the crowd is all these dealer catalogs. Rows and rows of dealer cabs. Mitsubishi, Honda's over there. Nissan, Honda. So I actually remember to use my coupon this year. You get a 500 yen coupon with your entry for the event. So here's what we got. Holler if you want them. I kind of have someone in mind for the Orthea Mugen poster catalog. Mugen parts for the Honda Orthea. And then 98 spec DC2 Type R catalog as well. So pretty cool. Someone in mind for this too, but if you guys want them, hit me up if they don't want them. Man, I've got to say, really happy I came. I debated on it because, you know, yesterday was a Taxcuba, so I was already like busy, tired from that, got to edit that. But really happy I did. It feels like the event leveled up from last year. Like so many cool cars that I felt like were more relevant to me this year. Last year it felt a little empty, but this year it just went like, I'm not gonna say double because there's not that much space here, but at least 1.5 more of everything. It just, I don't know, felt like a totally different event this year. Really good energy, really enjoyed it. Hope you did as well. Check out the channel, see if it's for you, hit subscribe if it is, and yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Share, drop a like, drop a comment. It really helps me out growing the channel in a natural way. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Much love, be well.